Hey, listen, I know how heavy this feels. That constant loop in your head, always circling around someone who barely sees you. You think it's love, you think it's rare, powerful, something cosmic. But if you're being honest with yourself, you know this isn't love. It's a cycle, a craving, a deep, aching wound wearing the mask of romance. You're not just missing someone, you're aching to be noticed, to be chosen. And when they don't give that back, it doesn't just hurt. It makes you feel invisible, forgotten, maybe even unworthy. But here's the truth I wish someone had told me a long time ago. What you're feeling isn't love. It's a voice from deep inside, crying out for a kind of care you never received. This video, it's not here to fix you. It's here to wake you up. Point 1, you're not in love. You're trying to prove you're worthy of love. That painful longing you feel, that's not love. It's the belief that if they just choose you, maybe you'll finally be enough. You're not chasing them, you're chasing validation, trying to earn what you already deserve. Real love doesn't feel like a courtroom where you're always defending your worth. It doesn't make you question your value. If you keep replaying every conversation, bending yourself into emotional knots, hoping they finally get it, you're not in love. You're trying to be accepted by someone so you can accept yourself. But real love doesn't ask you to audition, it just is.
Point 2, you didn't fall for them, you fell for the fantasy. Let's be honest, half the time it's not even about who they really are, it's about who you imagine they could be. A few kind words, a moment of connection, and suddenly you've built a whole dream around it. But the version of them in your head, that emotionally present, idealized version, they don't exist. You're attached to a projection, a comforting illusion built to fill a deeper emptiness. So when reality hits, it doesn't just hurt. It feels like grieving someone who was never truly there. Point 3, you're mistaking emotional chaos for love. You've been conditioned to think love is supposed to be wild, dramatic, unpredictable. So when someone gives you mixed signals, pulls you close, then vanishes, your nervous system lights up. You call it chemistry. But it's not passion, it's trauma. It's the body reacting to emotional inconsistency. Patterns form back when love didn't feel safe. That's why healthy, steady love can feel boring. Your body doesn't recognize calm as love. You've mistaken chaos for connection. But real love isn't chaos, it's peace. It doesn't make you doubt your worth, it reassures it.
Point 4, you're hooked on the highs because you're avoiding the emptiness. Limerence thrives on the highs. The rare, sweet messages, the occasional attention. That little dopamine hit, it's addictive, like a drug. But the addiction isn't to them. It's to the escape. The thrill helps you run from what's underneath. The silence, the loneliness, the pain. And so, you keep chasing more hits, not realizing the real healing starts when you finally stop running and learn to sit in the quiet. Point 5. You keep asking why they don't love you, instead of why you keep chasing them. Every time they don't respond, you spiral into what's wrong with me. But you rarely stop and ask the harder question. Why am I giving myself to someone who doesn't want me? That question hurts because it turns the spotlight inward. You're not just reacting to rejection, you're avoiding the truth. Part of you still believes love has to be earned. But love isn't earned, not real love. It's simply received. Point 6. You're not holding out for love. You're avoiding healing. When you stay emotionally attached to someone who doesn't choose you, it gives you a reason not to move on. You tell yourself it's loyalty, patience, but underneath, it's fear. Because healing means facing pain. It means confronting those childhood wounds, that belief that love must hurt. So instead, you stay stuck. You keep hope alive for someone who's already gone. But healing starts with letting go of the illusion and acknowledging that this wasn't love. It was avoidance dressed up as devotion. Point 7. They weren't special, they were familiar. You convince yourself this connection was once in a lifetime. But if you look deeper, it's not uniqueness, it's familiarity. They mirrored something you felt before, the withholding, the chasing, the not enoughness, probably something rooted in your earliest experiences of love. This isn't destiny, It's repetition. You've mistaken the familiar pain of your past for something meant to last. But when you start recognizing the pattern, you can finally choose something different. Point 8. You don't need their love. You need your own forgiveness. Here's the part no one talks about. You're not really waiting for their affection. You're waiting for permission to stop blaming yourself. You think their love will redeem you, but worth isn't given. It's reclaimed. What you really need is your own compassion for ignoring your gut, for staying too long, for loving people who couldn't love you back. Not because you were wrong, but because you were doing your best with the tools you had. Now, it's time to choose better. Not because they finally saw your worth, but because you did.